Hello there, beautiful souls. Welcome to our Jezreel with Jezreel podcast, episode number 3.
Welcome to episodes of real life messages from real life stories here at Jezreel with Jezreel.
So today we will be talking about dealing with quarter life crisis. Now, for some of you who doesn't know what quarter life crisis means, it means emotional crisis among 20s. So, yung mga nag-range from 20 to 25 or even up to later 29 and 30s, meron tayong tinatawag na quarter life crisis, which means we are suffering sense of isolation or doubt in our future or purpose in life, and even sense of nawawala yung self-confidence, yung self-esteem, and yes, self-doubt, which is coupled with a fear of failure. So, may mga times sa buhay natin na hindi natin alam kung ano bang path talaga yung iti-take natin. So, one of quarter life crisis, and I've been dealing with it. Right now, I'm talking to you not that I already dealt with it, that I already figured things out in my life, but I am in the process of knowing and figuring things out in my life. So, quarter life crisis, I am 26 now. I just turned 26 last month. And as far as I know, I think medyo nagsimula tong quarter life crisis sa akin like early 20s, siguro papasok pa lang ng 20s. Meron ng quarter life crisis, like kasi graduate ako ng college noon, and I am thinking of what things to pursue. I mean, in terms of career, of course, I am entitled to get a stable job, a job that is related to the course that I took up. I took up Bachelor's of Information Technology, and yeah, but I know in my heart na parang hindi yun yung gusto kong puntahan, because I have a calling from God to pursue a full-time work in church. But then, yeah, things went as how it went. Nagtrabaho ako secular. I've already entered full-time na rin sa mga nagdaang years nga. And then now I'm talking to you, I am working in a secular job and pursuing the very thing in my life na I am very passionate about. It's serving God, and in different ways, in different platforms, in different areas. So, yeah, let's talk about the quarter life crisis that we are experiencing. Or, ikaw baka meron ka ng thoughts na hindi mo alam kung asa na ba ako ngayong stage ng life ko na ito. So, first we talk about our career or our work. As I've mentioned earlier, nung graduate ako, I knew that in my heart na gusto ko sa church mag full-time worker sa church. Pero I needed to get a job secularly. Now, meron tayong mga dilemma ng career path natin. Na mapapatanong tayo kung tama ba tong career na napasukan ko. Some of us, gumraduate tayo ng ganitong course pero nasa ibang field tayo and we are thinking na is it good for me to stay in this job na hindi ko naman filled. So, ganyan yung mga crisis natin. Even in relationship. Sa relationship, maybe we are finding a relationship, finding the one para sa atin, considering a big change like marriage, right? And then, even thinking of holding off a long-term relationship, been there, done that. So, yeah, meron tayong mga crisis even in our relationship. And then, family. Family, pwedeng katulad ko, breadwinner kid ka, you are dealing with how to support your family, your siblings. Ako, I have one sister younger than me that I am supporting in her college, and isa siya sa you have to plan things for, to figure things for, and then dealing, if gusto mo nang magkaroon ng sarili mong family, or you have children to deal with, you already have a children to deal with, so yeah. And then doubts natin sa yung buo nating pagkatao, yung purpose natin in life, yung very existence mo, we tend to be in this existential crisis too. And in social media, we tend to compare things sa life ng iba na nandyan sa social media. You can see all those things sa friends mo, even sa mga relatives mo na malayo sa'yo, sa mga friends mo back in grade school na ganito na yung na-achieve nila. And then, yeah, our life is an open book right now, and it is flaunted in social media. Sorry, I'm taking this and it's raining so hard. Kaya medyo baka marinig yung patak ng ulan sa bubong namin and kulog. But I have to do this because I nasa schedule ko. Yeah, so quarter life crisis it is. So yeah, so tips. Konting tips lang. Not that I am expert on this and that I already am successful in my quarter life crisis. No, but these are the things that I am doing. Again, I am saying that I am still in the process of alam mo yun, malapit na tayo doon. Malapit na tayo doon. And yeah, first tip I will give you is to stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself. Like I've said, social media ngayon, lalo ngayon na lockdown, we have all this time to browse sa social media natin and to see things na mga ginagawa ng mga celebrities. You compare yourself to a celebrity, no. Doon na lang sa mga relatives mo, sa mga pinsan mo, sa mga college friends mo, nasa na sila ngayon, and you are comparing yourself to them. So you have to stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to them na because this would lead us to the should moment na I should have been married right now. Ganun na din yung naranasan ko. I've been there. I've been there. I've been in a long-term relationship and I even already got engaged. Pero look at me now, I am single, yet secured. Yeah, so we are having this should mentality na I should have been spending time with my own family right now, or I should have bought a house for my family, and all these things na compare mo sa iba, na yung iba they already figured things out of their life, pero ako litong-lito pa rin ako. Litong-lito pa rin ako. That's when you stop comparing yourself. That's the only time na you can set goals for yourself. And that what you do when you stop comparing yourself, you set your own goals. When I say your own goals, you don't focus your goals on what others had already achieved. Ikaw, ano yung gusto mo talaga ma-achieve sa buhay mo? Ano yung goals mo talaga? And you have this smart goals for yourself. For yourself, na not rooted on societal expectations, but you rooted it not by the observations of other people, or your observations to other people's, or other people's opinions to yourself. Pero you foresee yourself attaining these smart goals in your life. So you have to focus on yourself first. Focus on what you really want to, what you always dreamt of. Pero remember that goals can change. It can change. Meron mga goals tayo na maybe hindi na appropriate, or hindi na siya applicable on this time. So what you really wanted 5 years ago, like what you really wanted 5 years ago, might not be what you really want today. And it's okay, that's okay. Okay lang yun na you don't hold yourself from the goals that you had 5 years or back then na hindi na appropriate on this time. So number 1, don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to what you see on social media. Don't compare yourself to others, and that you would realize that you are making these goals based on other people's goals, and you will eventually see na hindi naman pala ito talaga yung gusto ko. Na this is not really the things that I value. So that's point number 1. And now we go to point number 2. And I would say you focus on self-care. What do you mean by self-care? It means that you have this balanced life. Balanced life in all aspects, in physical, mental, social, and spiritual. You know, you have to focus on yourself in terms of physical fitness, or you say na you have to balance your physical life. You have to be healthy. You have to get enough sleep. You have to have a proper diet and exercise. And you know, I'm doing this workout, and I am saying that I'm kicking it off. I'm saying na nagagawa naman natin. Kaya naman natin eh. To maintain a balanced life in your physical aspect. And then we have this mental. How can you have a balanced mental life? It's when you have it's good to have a mental detox. Alam niyo yun, yung away from negative thoughts, away from negative vibes. negative people, cut them off. It doesn't mean na putulin mo yung relationship mo dun sa tao na yun. Because maybe it's your sister or maybe it's your closest friend na parang medyo negative vibes sa'yo. It doesn't mean that you cut your relationship with them. I mean, just have space. It's okay to have space. To have this space of your own na you have to deal with yourself first before dealing with their negativity. Yeah, and then it's okay to get consulted. Alam niyo, malaking tulong din siya sa mental health natin that we get consulted or we have a therapist na malalapitan natin in times na we are unsure or we are not mentally stable. Mentally stable doesn't mean na nabaliw ka na. It means that your mind is full of thoughts na hindi mo alam kung ano ba talaga yung laman talaga ng isipan mo. You know what I'm saying? The thoughts na naghalo-halo sa'yo and hindi mo ma-contain. So you have to detox and then consult a doctor or a therapist na malalapitan mo or even a life coach. Also, you have to choose your battle. You have to choose your battle. You have to hold your emotions, yung emotions natin. It goes along with our mental health. So, you have to choose your battle. You have to practice the pause. You know that I love that principle. You practice the pause. You choose what you choose, and you choose to be kinder. You choose to be you choose to respond rather than to react. When you say respond, you practice a bit of a pause. Hindi naman yung total pause talaga. You have this pause to think na if I say these words, or if I do this action, what would be the effect of it? Would it be helpful, or would I just add to something na hindi naman ako makakatulong? So we practice the pause. And that's how you balance your mental state, mental life. And another thing is the social life. So your social life, again, right now we are in lockdown. So first you stay connected to your family, sa kasama mo sa loob ng bahay mo. And if you are living alone, make sure to connect with them through the internet. Okay naman. Lahat naman tayo ngayon may data na if wala may free data pa naman ata tayo sa Messenger. So try to reach them out. Kumustahin natin sila every now and then. So maintain your relationship with your family, with your friends. Another thing to balance your social life is to like I've said earlier, cut negative people, toxic people. Sa quarter life crisis kasi, you would know who your real friends are. Doesn't mean na hindi kayo nag-uusap for a long time, hindi na kayo friends or hindi mo na siya real friend. Like, I have friends na hindi mo nakakausap, hindi mo nakakausap lagi, but when we talk, we totally catch up, and then we totally, alam niyo yun, yung parang na-walk through ka na niya sa, let's say, for a year na hindi kayo nag-usap, na-walk through ka na niya sa buong buhay niya. Like, for that year. So, and meron din tayong mga friends na, alam nyo yun, you would experience it na parang itong friend ko na to, okay lang to kapag magkakasama kami, okay lang to kapag nagkikita kami, okay lang to pag nakakausap ko siya, pero there are times na hindi mo siya, ano yun, yung hindi one call away na friend. Well, I don't encourage naman sa atin na magtampo agad tayo dun sa mga friends natin na gano'n. Well, they have their own problems to deal with. So, yeah, to cut off toxic people na like you have problems na alam mong hindi mo siya makakausap about it, and then dadagdagan niya lang ng bigat yung problema mo. So let them go. And people na walang ibang ginawa kundi i-compare ka sa iba. We have this kind of people na they think they are bigger than you, and we have to let them go. This is focusing on self-care. This is about you, it's not about them, so let them go. Now, lastly, spiritual. Of course, we are not the author of our life. So, we entrust our life to the Creator. We trust our life to our God. And to balance your spiritual life, you have to find time to pray, to read His Word, because it's an affirmation. You know, yung salita ni God is an affirmation for us. And it is really an encouragement, and sabi nga natin, yung manual ng life natin is His Word. So, above all else, yung Word lang ni Lord, yung constant sa mundo, except for change, right? Change, sabi nga, change is the only constant in this world, but all things will perish, but not the Word of God. So, you have to allot time to spend it with your Creator. And then, third tip para medyo ma-survive natin tong quarter life crisis natin is to search and go for your passion. Maaring right now hindi mo pa rin talaga alam kung ano ba talaga yung path to take mo, but you have to search for it in your heart. You have to search for what, pag sinabi kasi nating passion, it is what your heart yearns for. Ay, yun yung mahal mo, yung parang pag wala nun, hindi ka masaya. Pag wala nun, parang hindi ka productive. Pag hindi mo nagawa yun, yung passion mo na yun, parang ayan na nga, nagkakaroon tayo ng existential crisis na hindi natin alam kung what is the path that I am really taking to have this peace in my heart. Kailangan mo kasing mahanap yung passion mo para ma-survive mo tong life na to. I mean, yes, hindi tayo makakatakas sa problems, hindi tayo makakatakas sa mga isipin natin, mga bayarin na yan. Pero if you find that passion and you are doing it, masasabi mo na meron kang fulfillment in life. And yung, alam niyo yun, yung para kanino ka bumabangon na tagline. So, sa commercial, Nescafe, I think. So, para kanino ka bumabangon? Para saan ka bumabangon? Ano yung nagda-drive sa'yo para mabuhay, para magpatuloy in this uncertain life? So, you have to go search for it. Search for it and then pursue it. Then only you will say that this life is free. Kasi pag meron ka noon, pag na-pursue mo yun, pag nahanap mo yun, pag na-pursue mo yun, at ginagawa mo na yun, kahit anong iba to sa'yo, kahit anong mangyari sa life mo, at the end of the day, you can say na, productive ako right now. Fulfilled ako right now. Kasi nagawa mo yung mahal mo. Yung mahal mong gawin. So, quarter life crisis, if you are dealing with quarter life crisis right now, just go through the process of it. And then, lagi naman at the end of the day, go back to your Creator. Sabi nga, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He will direct your path. So, ano man yung hindi nating maintindihan, naguguluhan tayo sa career path natin, naguguluhan tayo sa relationship na meron tayo towards our family or even in the opposite sex. Naguguluhan tayo sa existential natin, sa purpose natin sa buhay. Know that God is waiting for you to acknowledge Him in everything that you do. Sabi rin sa Proverbs, we make plans, but the Lord's plan will prevail. Ano mong plano na meron tayo in this time of our lives, know that kapag mag-fail man yan, greater yung plan ni Lord na inihanda para sa atin. So, thank you for watching, for listening to this podcast, and I hope to see you on my next